Hello and welcome back to Berserker, and I thought I would start here because there's a very interesting situation coming up, and it seems to me like for some reason, well, I was going to say for some reason, but it's pretty obvious why. I mean, obviously everyone is seeing our faction as the main person to beat, or the main people to beat, so that's the reason why they're all declaring war against us right now. As you can see, the Northern Empire has also thrown their hat into the ring, so to speak. Anyway, we just had a vote, okay? We just had a vote, and my vassals, despite already being at war with 3 factions, they also wanted to go to war against the Vlandians. Now, I don't know about you, but personally, I think that's foolish, so I decided... well, as you can quite clearly tell, I decided not to do that, and I basically said no. And thankfully I have the ruling choice, but that did cost me a lot of influence, as you can see right here. I actually had 5,300 or something like that. I'm not entirely sure how much I had, but it was no doubt rather costly. Anyway, we're going to go over to Omor at the moment. I'm just going to leave this current area alone for now, and what I'm going to try to do, if I can, is I'm going to try and send off some more messengers. I actually sent off a messenger just now to one of the Western Empire vassals. I spoke to him, and I was actually attempting, if I could, to try and schmooze him a little bit. In other words, I wanted to try to give him some money or give him something to be able to gain relation with him, because we have negative 22 relation with him, and obviously he doesn't really like us that much. So that was the reason why I was like, oh well, maybe I should try and persuade him a little bit, you know, try and give him a little bit of incentive to trust us. And that didn't really work out because I wasn't even able to get into the persuasion screen, so to speak, because it is well, one, he was in an army, so obviously that's impossible, and two, they thought that I wanted to persuade him to join us. And yeah, I did want to do that, but I first wanted to increase his relation, and obviously that didn't really work out. So yeah, bit of a problem right there, but you know, what can you do? What can you do, eh? So what we're going to go and do now is we're just going to take a quick look at what is going on. That's basically the one thing that we should do first. So we need to be a bit cautious, we need to be a bit careful, and we need to be very, very selective about where we go next, because obviously we're at war against 3 different factions. It would have been 4 if my vassals had anything to say about it, but thankfully I was able to stop them from doing that. Okay, so obviously the Northern Empire, they're going to be launching an attack against Vladiv Castle. I'm not a big fan of this. I'm thinking we might actually decide to go over here, but this is going to make it very difficult for us to defend against the Western Empire. Okay, you know what? I think the first course of action, this is the guy I was attempting to persuade, by the way, but yes, I think the first course of action is to take a look at our friends. So let's take a look at our friends, and I'm going to send a... Should I send a message to this guy? I mean, yeah, I'm going to send a messenger to this guy. Maybe he will join us, maybe he won't. I don't know whether it really matters at this point. But I'm gonna try it out, and we'll see what happens. And then otherwise, this guy is actually the head of his own clan. He is dishonorable in every way, though. Let's not do that. I'm just looking for people that are not... Oh yeah, that's that guy. I always click on him for some reason. I don't know why, but there you go. Let's see. Okay, so this guy. I'd like to get him if at all possible. He does have the reputation of being untrustworthy, but as I said in the previous episode, might be cool if we can potentially persuade him, because he owns a number of fiefs that I would be quite interested in gaining, and even if I do have to tell him to go away, then I might have the opportunity to maintain control of those places, or at least I would hope so. Now this guy... he's okay, he's friendly, but he is also manipulative, so it might be a little bit problematic there, but I think we might be able to get him to join us too. However, we are not at war against the Southern Empire, but it would be kind of cool because he is, I think he's going to be pretty easy to persuade, so let's see if we can get him too. Okay, so apart from that, where do you think we should go? Well, let's take a look at where our armies currently are. Well, you can see that Farzana is actually attempting to take Maranath at the moment. That's perfectly acceptable. You can see Yorick is doing his own thing for some reason. He's defending Vladiv Castle, so that's actually pretty good. And I suppose the best thing that we could do specifically is probably try to eliminate the Western Empire. What do you think? Because here's the thing. If we go to the north, this is where we're going to be, mostly. And we are going to be very far away from the majority of weakened fortifications that we have recently acquired. In other words, we're going to be far away from Maranath, we're going to be far away from Dunglanis and any of these other places that may potentially be taken. But if I go through here, and I try and take Gersagos Castle, Hertogia Castle, maybe Rote, maybe Lagata, and maybe any of these other fiefs in the area as well, then I think we're going to have a much better shot at expansion. So I'm going to try that. If that doesn't work, then, well, I'll kick myself. Don't worry. You know, I will kick myself harder than anyone else will. And let's take a look and see if we're able to get this guy. What do you think of your liege? You're not in an army, thank you. Oh, yes, fantastic. Oh, yeah, we also, I don't know whether you noticed while I was talking, but we did get to 100 charm skill, and I did take the maximum level perk, which gives me a, well, it's kind of lackluster in my opinion, but it gives you a little bit more influence every single day, which I think is decent, but, you know, it's not that interesting. Anyway, there we go. We are actually able to persuade this guy, and look at that. He literally needs nothing from us. I'm going to give him 17,000. There you go. That's looking pretty good. And what do I own in the area here? That's the one thing that I actually want to find out, because I want to give him something. I'm going to give him Ataconia Castle, I suppose. Ah, Maranath has been taken. Look at that. Farzana took Maranath. What an amazing individual she is. Very, very nice to see our people actually doing something like that. Okay, so Ataconia Castle seems to be the thing that I will be giving to this fellow. Ataconia Castle, there we go. Grant that fief, there we are. Fantastic. And that, by the way, is of course also helping to maintain our wages as well, because our wages at the moment are very, very expensive. Alright, so this guy has plus 12 with us, and is he? He's in an army, of course he is. Oh well, never mind. Never mind. Alright, so yeah, I'm just going to move on to Epicrotia here. This guy's more than likely not going to be in an army, or at least I hope so. He is? Oh, okay. I have a proposal that may benefit us both. I'm just going to give him, not 9,9, thank you very much. I'm going to give him 10,000 as a gift. Just purely as a gift. Literally, that's it? It increased his relation by 2? That was all? Wow. Okay, I actually thought it would be a lot more than that, but apparently not. Okay, fantastic. Great. I was not anticipating that. That was kind of surprising. Okay, well, whatever the case, we're just going to go here. There's 71,000 in here. I'm just going to sell a bunch of weapons. I know, you can unlock additional weapon parts by smelting things, and you can randomly acquire those, but generally what I'm just trying to do right now is stay afloat at this point. And weapon parts are not the priority here, at least at the moment. Don't worry though, we're going to be getting so many more weapons and things like that over the time when we are running around and fighting all these vassals. And oh, I finally reached 275 medicine. This is an absolutely enormous push for our troops. Your troops get +1 hit point for every 2 skill points above 200 medicine skill. That is amazing. And we're going to be taking that. That means that my Berserkers and, well, pretty much every... Oh dear. Pretty much every troop that I have is going to be very, very difficult to kill. So I'm loving that. Really, really am. Okay, so Olek is going to be getting this. As you can see, he has the most support and everything, and I think that the others have a decent amount. Melody has obviously just joined, so I'm not going to be giving him that. Southern Empire is also at war against us, so that is not good in the least, but I guess what can you do? What can you do about that? Alright, let's go in here. Gersagos Castle. I'm actually kind of pleased to be back fighting the Empire right now, because obviously the Botanians and their castles... They're very harsh, aren't they? Yes, they're pretty harsh. Okay, so let's just level these guys up real fast. There we go. and then we're going to lead an assault. There are 300 units here, so that's obviously quite significant, but I actually had a think on the reason why we had such difficulties in the sieges beforehand. And I think the main reason why we were having difficulties is because of the other vassals in my army, because obviously you've got to bear in mind then that our forces are split. We are no longer using a primary force of berserkers and noble super bears and so on and so forth. We're not using those units any further on the whole. You know, maybe the majority are, maybe, you know, 50 or 60 are on the battlefield, but usually we would have 100 of those guys or more on the battlefield, and that might make more of a difference than just having sheer numbers helping us. So that's the reason why I think we were having more problems in the past with those Botanian fiefs. Although it is pretty, you know, it is pretty difficult. It is pretty difficult. Okay, so I'm just going to try and run around here. Murder, murder. All the murder must be done. Well, that was fantastic. I actually had a huge amount of fun seeing the new thrown weapon perk. Did you see that? They had their shields down, and it made no difference whatsoever. They absolutely got murdered by those javelins. It just went right through the shield, and it even pushed them back in that hilarious manner that I absolutely adore. So that was fantastic. That was really, really cool. Anyway, I'm just going to go and do a little auto-resolve to get in there. Do that. Wow, we really got no level ups whatsoever there. I guess that is to be expected, though, of course, because we are mostly sending in our berserkers and noble super bears. And oh yes, that's actually something that I wanted to mention too. There was a comment from someone, and I think you suggested a name to replace the noble super bear name. And I think the name was something like Urzine or Ursine Warlord or something along those lines. And that actually sounds very cool. And I gotta say, I would definitely go with that. But just right now, we are so used to seeing Noble Super Bear that I just think to myself, well, we're going to get confused. But I'm going to take a look at exactly what you suggested, and I'll think about changing it, because at the moment, I just need a name that gives me a very clear understanding that this is my noble unit, and that's the reason why I've called these all noble something, noble something, noble something, because otherwise I'm not actually going to realize what's going on with my noble units, and I need to make sure that I know exactly which ones are mine and which ones are the regulars and the standards and so on and so forth. But I'm going to see what you actually said, because I can't remember the exact name, but it had something to do with Ursine, and I thought that was really cool. Anyway, I'm not going to take the prisoners here, okay? I'm not going to take the prisoners here because I think we're quite far away from pretty much any of my fiefs. So I'm just going to do this, decline to claim it, and we're just going to move on. I'm going to try and attack this person if I can. Yeah, we're pretty far away from any towns, as you can see right there, so that was the main reason, as I do want to head on to rotate almost immediately. If I could get her in a battle, though, I would be very pleased. It seems like the Western Empire lost their army just now as well, so that's really, really nice. Is she the head of anything? No, Vipon is the leader of her clan. That's kind of unfortunate. I guess I will be attacking her, and we will just eliminate her very quickly. We'll gain some relation as a result. And wow, look at that. The experience gain that we got from that is really, really good, and a huge amount of Imperial charges gained as well. So that is really nice. Okay, so we're getting even more Berserkers right there. Let's go into rotate now. How many units do they have there? 600 and... What? Okay, that's a lot. 670. Okay, we're going to give this to Melodier because why not? You know, he's just joined. He's got the most support. It kind of makes sense. Let's give him Gersagos. And let's see what else we can do here. Okay, so now I'm in a bit of a quandary. What do I want to do? Do I want to attempt to take rotate? I think we could probably do it, but let's take a look at the composition first. Oh, it's actually looking pretty good right now. I mean, they do have a lot of Imperial Sergeant crossbowmen, which I am not exactly afraid of, but they are very proficient at what they do. And they can do a lot of damage in a hurry. So that's something that I need to be a bit wary of. But I think we should be okay. I mean, our army is so good right now. I'm going to put my faith in it. And now that we have that new medicine perk as well, how can we lose, right? How can we lose? Cross fingers. Am I jinxing myself right now by saying, how can I lose? Yes, I think I probably am. That is probably what is happening right now. Okay, so I'm going to wait until daytime because I don't really like going into a siege in the night. And... Ooh, I'm worried. Okay, let's do this. I kind of need to do this, you see. If I can do this, then I'm going to be able to, well, at least have a town that I can sell at. I can take prisoners. I can defend it very nicely because obviously defending at a castle, that's a completely different experience. It's one of those experiences that you really don't want to do if you can help it, because defending a castle is so... It feels bare bones, you know? It feels bare bones. It feels like, oh, how am I going to do this, you know? It feels like one of those things where everything is stacked against you. But with a town, it's a little bit different because there's just so much more that you can do. There are many more places that you can run to. And if I'm by myself, let's say all of my units get eliminated and I miraculously survive until the very end of the siege, at the very least then, I'm going to be okay to continue fighting. Or at least I can try to continue fighting. Anyway, I'm going to see what I can do here. Well, everything seems to be going to plan right now, apart from the fact that we do have a lot of units coming in from the side here, because obviously they've just received reinforcements. This is an Imperial Sergeant crossbowman. As I say, they are probably our biggest threat in this siege, although they only have a small number of them. But they are very difficult to eliminate, even in melee combat. Even if I have a massive two-handed sword, they have great shields that are capable of defending very nicely indeed. Alright, everything's looking pretty good right here, so I'm going to try and see whether I can just clear the battlements a little. Oh, this is bad. Don't really want to get myself completely cornered. Okay, I'm just wondering where the enemies are going to come from right now. Because if I can kind of cut them off... Oh, I'm being shot from above. Ah, I see. Aha. Okay. Well, I should probably run away then, shouldn't I? Yes, I should definitely run away and then see what I can do. But where are they even shooting me from? Well, that put paid to that, I guess, right? Yeah, that put paid to that. I have no idea where they were shooting me from. It must have been up above, but I couldn't see them. That's the thing. That was kind of hilarious. Oh well, never mind. I guess I do get an opportunity to control one of these guys, have some fun with them, and we'll see what we can do. They do have some wonderful throwing axes. I actually wonder whether I should just zoom at the moment, because if I zoom... Oh, hello there. Okay, yeah. Probably don't want to zoom that much, thank you. But I do want to... actually, you know what? Let's just finish them off. That was actually incredible. I was very surprised that we were able to do that with such minimal... Well, I say minimal casualties, but you got to bear in mind that we now have an extra... What is it? An extra, like, 35 plus HP for all of our units. Bear that in mind. You know, that's the reason why at the very beginning of this series I actually said that I wanted to focus a little bit more on medicine this time. And that's the reason, because I think that that particular perk is so strong. It is really, really fun to use. So anyway, let's see what I can do about this. Got to make sure that I don't take too much loot, because I want all the experience to be going to my units. Really, how much more do I have to take? Ah, there we go. Thank you. And we're going to show mercy once again. I'm not going to claim this because I don't want it. And we are just going to sell all our prisoners, gain some more roguery skill, of course. And then we're going to go into the trade screen here and see what I can do about selling some stuff. So let's just sell all of this. Look at that, 15,000 just from that small amount of stuff. That's crazy. That's really, really good. And then we can sell all of this as well. I need to make sure that we maintain a good amount of cash. It's kind of a bit worrying me now that we are in such a spot of bother in regards to that. Yeah, we might have some issues with it. Okay, I'm going to wait here for some time, because obviously I managed to kill myself, or I managed to get myself in a situation where I died. Ah, hello there, Torvasis. Right, Torvasis is obviously going to come over here. Why is everyone wanting me to have this? I literally own half the empire. What is going on here? Okay, Abelitos or Melodier? Abelitos, I guess. Wait, wait. Melodier owns Gersagos Castle, doesn't he? So it kind of makes sense for him to have it, no? But he's also busy currently dealing with putting units in Gersagos Castle, and Abelitos doesn't have to worry about that at all. So I'm actually going to give it to Abelitos, and we're going to see how he does. But I'm not going to hold my breath, really, about the AI actually defending properly. It's highly unlikely that they're going to do a very good job, but I don't really care at this point, because I basically just want them to do something, you know. So, okay, wait a minute. 100 engineering I now have. Let's have a look at what I can get here. Increased chance to hit increased hit chance to siege engines by 10%. Okay. And damage to walls increased by 25%. Okay. I actually think increased hit chance to siege engines is going to be good. However, Wall Breaker has the secondary effect that our troops deal 10% more damage to shields, which is exactly what I want, instead of the crossbow increased damage. So I'm going to be taking Wall Breaker for that alone. That's the only thing that I really wanted from that. And we're going to join the defense, and then we're going to see what happens. Please do not charge in just yet. Please do not charge in just yet. I would be very thankful if you would just wait around a little bit, just for my own HP to increase just a slight amount, just a little bit, you know, just a little bit, just so that I can get to about 60% or so. Oh, they're actually leaving. Okay, fantastic. Very nice. Oh, my guys are coming in, and they are actually helping. Wow, have the developers done something to the AI? I think they might have. I think they might have done something to the AI, because I never would have imagined that they would do this in such a I don't even know, an audacious manner. They have really come here with the intention to help, instead of literally coming here with the intention to get themselves killed, because that's usually how it goes. You know, if you've seen a number of my series already, you'll know that the AI has been very questionable at times when it comes to their decision making. And so it's such a refreshing perspective to have these guys literally turn up and be like, oh, we're actually going to do something that is useful. I am gobsmacked. I really am. That is crazy. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. All right, well, I am very, very happy about that. And we're now going to do some damage to the opponent. I put them in loose formation already. Let's put these guys over here. Let's put the archers in a loose formation as well. Kind of makes sense. And I'm going to try and hit some of these guys. Ah, he moved to the side just at the wrong second right there. I'm not hitting anyone with my javelins. I gotta say, for some reason, if it's a siege, I'm okay. I'm okay at hitting with my thrown weapons. But whenever it's a field battle, doesn't matter what it is, I'm always absolutely awful. It's really sad. I mean, obviously this is very far away, so it's highly unlikely I'm going to hit anything from here. But oh, I did hit someone. Okay, fantastic. Good work. Alright, so I'm just going to allow my forces just to throw off their javelins. These archers will do their own thing. We're going to put the cavalry on auto-delegate because I usually don't like to micromanage them during the fight because I'm going to be busy slaughtering things, hopefully. Well, it looks like the first charge was pretty much the decisive moment of this battle, and I don't even know how much combat strength we even had, everyone together, when we first started this. So I thought to myself, oh, we must be relatively even, because the numbers were reading quite even for us right there. So I'm thinking that, yeah, we're not too bad. We're not too bad right now. Ah, there's the second wave of cavalry. Of course, that's obviously a bit of a problem, isn't it?
Sergeants in charge! You bastard!
Well, it looks to me like the enemy is on the run at this point. I personally do not believe that they're going to be able to really do much, but because they have cavalry still remaining, they are going to put up a bit of a fight, which is obviously kind of irritating to me. This is one of those times where I personally feel like, oh, there we go. Yeah, the enemies are actually fleeing. Fantastic. Great. I was just about to say, I think that the AI generally tends to hold a lot of value in cavalry units, and whenever there's cavalry still remaining, they seem to very much... Oh. We lost someone. We lost someone. Oh, well. That is actually quite sad because he's been with us for quite some time. But anyway, yeah, as I say, the cavalry, they generally tend to stay on the battlefield and don't flee if there is any cavalry unit still remaining. So obviously that's kind of annoying, but, you know, thankfully they have decided better this time around, so I'm happy with that. Anyway, we're just going to let all of them go, as I've always tended to do, and we will see if we've gained any additional friends, because you never know. I think we might have. And then what we're going to do is we are going to take a look and see if I can see Isilcred's party, because obviously he's dead now, so I need to find his units. Where are they? Beartild's party? That's not me. Yeah, join me. There we go. Alright. So, I don't know what I have now. That's the thing. I have no idea what I have, but I have a bunch of prisoners, so I might as well sell those. 100,000. Literally. 100,000 for those guys. That's pretty crazy. And we're just going to level these guys up now. Alright, so I have a massive amount of Sturgians and random units. Okay, I have a bunch of bear cubs as well, which I'm quite happy with, but not much else. Can I donate? Yes, donate troops to garrison. Okay, this is pretty fantastic. So let's do that. And let's get all these Sturgians out of here. Thank you. And let's make sure that I don't give any bear units, because I'm not sure whether I can take units out of here. I think I can at the moment, but if I leave the menu and then come back, I won't be able to. So let's be a little bit cautious, just in case. There we go. All right, so now we have only bears remaining, which is great. And I'm going to gain... I'm going to gain 14 influence. That's really not very good. Unfortunately, we are over our troop limit. I wonder, is there a companion here that I might be able to get? I mean, wait a minute. Let me actually just take a quick look at my clan real fast. Do I have enough? Do I have enough space for more companions? Yeah, I have another, well, a load. A load of spaces. Okay, so that's absolutely fine then. So that basically means let's get this woman, shall we? Or this guy? I'm not really sure. I mean, she's got a better temperament, so I'm thinking we'll probably take her. She seems like she's got better traits, so I'm more happy to take her along than the other guy. Anyway, let's take a look and see what kind of budget stuff we can buy her. Let's get her this, and we need a chest piece of some kind. Leather armor should be pretty good, and that will be that. And we have some shields and things, and we also have weapons as well, so I don't really need to give her anything else, I don't think. Let's go over to the inventory right here. Okay, yeah, she definitely needs some stuff. So, let's give her the helmet. That's fine. This is better for her. Where's the... Ah, there we go. There are the gauntlets. Oh, I didn't buy any boots for her, but we have some boots already here that are decent. They're not great, but they're decent. And then we also have the cracked knight's shield, which we will give her. Does she have a decent... No, her riding skill is absolutely awful, so there is no real need for me to give her a horse. So I'm just going to leave her the way she is, and then we'll just give her a decent... well, something. A decent one-handed, I suppose, because I don't think she's a two-handed user. Let's have a look. No, she uses one-handed and polearms, actually. So if I do give her something, it should probably be a polearm or, well, miniature golf slashing device. Let's give her that. Is that actually any good, to be honest? I think it's actually kind of awful, but it seems better than what she has mostly, so I guess that's okay. There's a spear. And there we go. Alright, that seems good. That seems good to me. And now what we can do is we can create a party. And we're going to give her a bunch of my spare units. So I'm just going to give her a bunch of these. Oh, wow, I really need to give even more than that, eh? Okay. Was not really wanting to give that many, but okay, I guess that's how it's going to be. So now she has 58. She can go around and do whatever she wants now. And, oh yeah, I should probably also make sure that she is playing defensively. So let's have her play defensive. There we go. All right, fantastic. There you go. So we gain a new companion to replace the one that we lost. Obviously, Isilcred was absolutely fantastic. He did a great job. So she has some rather large boots to fill. But we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.